Saints, in this video I want to explain to you, as I did a few times before in previous videos, but I have over 5,000 videos, so I don't expect you to have seen it, so I'm repeating the message. Look, I explained in this video why the world shows you celebrity lifestyles, the rich lifestyle, the $1 million club, that's how they also call it. Why are they bombarding you with all that celebrity nonsense? I call it celebrity nonsense because most of the time those celebrities don't own any of those gadgets they're showing, whether it's a private jet or whether it's an expensive car or expensive cars or a luxurious villa. Often it's the cult or the corporation they work for that rents those things on their behalf, according to their contract. But that's a whole nother subject. I want to explain to you why the world promotes this millionaire lifestyle to you in almost every aspect of life. The number one reason is for you to become covetous. The number one reason for you is to be focused on obtaining riches instead of relying on the provision of God. That's the number one reason. Because as long as you're focused on obtaining riches, you will consider society relevant. Because society has rules and regulations on how to obtain wealth and riches. So, because your focus is to obtain riches for you and for your descendants and for the people around you, because your belief now is that if you have riches, it will be better, now you're stuck with the conditions of society. And those conditions will always keep you away from doing God's will. Those conditions will eventually lead you to worship the Baphomet and to bend over to Satan's agenda. That's the number one reason. But there's a secondary reason why they promote the millionaire lifestyle. And that is that the cults that run the world behind the scenes, they know that if commoners would have to face daily life in its raw state, that they are more likely to escalate and that there's going to be more bloodshed. Let me explain. Let me give an example. Let's say now you used to watch MTV often when you were younger, and you would see those celebrities with all their achievements, and it kind of motivated you to think, you know what, I don't have anything, let me do something. It is a backwards motivation, but still it motivated you. But here's the effect it had on you. Because you were so focused on the celebrity lifestyle and how they were living, your focus went off of how people were treating you. Okay? Because if you would look around you and realize that people as groups submit to toxic restrictions and that people will not even allow you to question those restrictions, you would think, whoa, what type of sick world am I living in? And if you would have to face that day after day, you may lose your mind and one day you may explode out of fright and out of fear. A lot of the people out there who escalate and explode and they end up stabbing many people or shooting many people, it is because they've exploded due to the fear of the type of world they're living in. Because this world, unless you have Christ as security, you have something to be afraid of. Because this world is able to harm you if you don't have the true protection which you only found in Christ. So people who are not born again, or people who are not aware of Christ's protection, they can be harmed, even if they are pagans with paranormal charms. So, as a human being, you are a vulnerable creature. You don't want to think about you being in a dangerous situation. But the moment you have to face the danger of society's blackmail, eventually you will escalate. So, to prevent many people from escalating, you distract them with false hope. Because if the world would stop promoting the millionaire lifestyle to you, you would realize, okay, how come everyone just accepts this exploitation in daily life? Work from 9 to 5 till you die. And only a few people at the top exploit all of you and have benefits. Why do people accept this, and why do people feel entitled to victimize people to be at ease? Look, without those distractions of Hollywood, of Disney, or a or mainstream media in general, without all those distractions, you would see society for what it really is. And once you see society for what it really is, two things can happen. Either you look for a way out, and likely you'll find Christ, or you'll become angry and bitter, and you'll escalate on the people that participate in society. So to limit the amount of bitter and violent people that will escalate on others, they distract people with things as MTV Cribs, or with The Bachelor, or the Kardashians, or whatever. All of that is to prevent commoners who are mentally weak from seeing how bad and ugly the world really is. Because I'm telling you plainly over here, some people cannot handle how the world really is. If they would see how the world really is, and if they would see clearly how people are treating one another and how much fallen mankind puts up with, they would lose their minds and take revenge on the fact that the world doesn't want better. And you know what? You can't blame them, because they grew up in that world in which they face all that danger, and people keep enabling the danger. For example, the movie The Joker that came out. There were many cinemas that didn't want that movie to be shown because they were afraid it may inspire people to do violence. The movie The Joker, which shows you the beginning of the Joker character, shows you how this man, this white man, was marginalized by his own people, even by minorities. Nobody cared about the Norris' well-being. Till one day he snapped. Oh, and suddenly when he snapped, everyone cared who he was. Now he was this big threat and people played the victim. But nobody even considered him when he wanted to participate in society, when he wanted his fair share. And even before the movie The Joker came out, in the Batman movies and productions, a lot of the viewers, the Batman fans, began to identify with the Joker because the Joker was realistic. But now you get the Joker movie, which showed it directly. So a lot of cinemas were afraid, oh dear, what if this inspires bitter and marginalized people to take revenge on society? That fear, first of all, I don't justify fear, but that fright that people had was justified, but for some reason it didn't happen. But that's just to show you, some folks, when they finally face the facts of how the world is, or how bad people treated them, because some people are not aware how bad they were treated until they talk about their past with other people. Other people look terrified, thinking, what is this? Or until they meet people who treat them better. Some people, when they finally realize how the world really is, or when they realize how dirty the world has done them, they explode. They become a time bomb that will explode, and there's going to be many casualties because of it. So to prevent that from happening, they distract people with false hope through the millionaire lifestyle. That's why you have those self-help gurus out there who tell you that, hey, I was homeless. I was a piece of shit. I had a very bad attitude, but look at me now. I'm a multi-millionaire. I have my own private jet. You can do the same thing if you just work very hard. Such propaganda, which is fake, is there to distract the masses from noticing the self-sabotage and sadism of fallen mankind. So now you know why they promote the $1 million lifestyle. It's both to keep you away from doing God's will as a tribute to Satan, and it's also from a self-protection to prevent bloodshed in communities. Now, those bloodshed in communities are the result of them abusing and neglecting children. They expect that they can neglect and abuse children, and when they become adults, everyone's going to be happy and fine. That's delusional. So to prevent the world from reaping what it has sown, they bail themselves out by giving false hope to the masses. Well, we as saints, we don't have to bother with any of this because we're delivered anyway. So keep walking by faith and don't look down on people who are enchanted by the $1 million lifestyle. Because either they're enchanted by it, or they may end up escalating against the community. I wouldn't mind them escalating against the community, because the community asks for it by persisting in darkness, but it's for everyone's safety that they don't escalate. But that doesn't mean that we have to promote them being enchanted by the $1 million lifestyle. Instead, we should offer them the real life in Christ. Be at peace.